So you're at point A, trying to get to point B. That's not working out. You hit an anomaly. You're not getting to point B, that's for sure. You're a medical school student, you write your MCATs, which is a test you have to write to go to medical school, you get 25th percentile. I don't know who you are, but you're not a pre-med student. And maybe you never were, right? And that's the rub, man. And so, who the hell are you? You don't know. Collapse down here into this motivational conflict, this place of motivational and emotional uncertainty and tremendous information, right? It's a place of transformation. It's the phoenix that burns. It's the burning part of the phoenix that burns. It's the journey to the underworld. It's the journey to hell. It can really be a journey to hell because you may find out that the reason that your partner betrayed you or that you didn't get your damn promotion is because there's seriously something wrong with you. And you know it. And I don't just mean that you don't know what you're doing. I mean that there's 25% of you that is seriously aiming at things not being good. And so you fall into the underworld and you find out that, God, I just got exactly what I was aiming for. Or I got exactly what the worst part of me was aiming for. And that worst part, that's something to clean up. And that's not going to be easy because it's got its hooks in me like something ferocious, something seriously ferocious. And I've been toying with it for a very long time, and maybe I can't even detach it anymore. And so that's not so fun. And you see people like that in psychotherapy very frequently, or you see them wandering around on the streets like absolute catastrophic former shells of themselves, because they've hit the underworld and they ended up in hell and there's no getting out of it. And so those are the people you tend to give a wide berth to when you walk down the street. So there you are, down in the underworld, right? Back where the latent information exists and just too much of it. And that's this. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And that's why the Adam and Eve story is archetypal, right? Because we're always ingesting something new that knocks us into a new state of self-consciousness. And it's always a catastrophic demolition of our previous paradise. Insufficient as that paradise was, something comes along to destroy it and knocks the slats out of our life. And that's a voyage to the underworld. Out of the walled garden into chaos. And so what is all of that? Well, there's lots of ways of construing it. It's a frame transformation. There's a walled city. It's got a hole in it because all walled cities have holes in them, right? Because everything's imperfect, and that's where the chaos comes up. And then maybe you go out there like a hero to fight the chaos and to reestablish the frame. That's what you're supposed to do. And maybe you free some information while you're doing that. Or maybe you establish a relationship. And so that's the journey. Frame, damage, chaos, voluntary confrontation, reconstitution of the world. And that's human existence. And hopefully it's not just linear. It's stepwise, right? Is that the you that emerges as a consequence of your latest catastrophe is everything that you were before plus something more. And that actually constitutes what you might describe as measurable progress, right? And that's another argument against moral relativism, because if you can do everything that you could do before and you can do some more things, we could just define that as better. It's not a bad definition. And then we have an up. It's like what you're trying to do is to differentiate the world and differentiate yourself. And every time you undergo one of these revolutions, then hopefully both of those things happen. And then there's a moral to that story too, which is do it voluntarily and maybe do it. Don't wait for it to happen catastrophically. Keep your eyes open. And when something goes a little bit wrong that you could fix it. Don't say, no, that doesn't matter. Maybe it does matter. Maybe it is matter. Maybe it's exactly the matter out of which you should be built. Maybe it's the matter out of which the world should be built. And if part of you is telling you it matters, what it means is that that part is telling you that there's something there that you need to engage with. That's what it means for something to matter. I really get a kick out of the word matter, because it's got these two weird meanings, right? There's the matter that everything is made out of, that materialists think everything is made out of, and that's just dead matter. And then there's the matter that life is made out of, which is what matters. And now and then you're moving through life and something matters. It's calling to you. And that's the unrevealed world trying to reveal itself to you. And all you have to do is allow it to reveal itself to you. And then maybe what happens is that a minor shift in shape is all that has to happen to you. You don't have to burn right down to the bloody egg and hatch out, as a newborn. Maybe you can just repair a little bit of something that's gone wrong with you. And so you can undergo a sequence of continual micro-deaths instead of waiting for the bloody catastrophe that might send you so far down that you'll never recover. And all you have to do is attend to what matters. And your whole nervous system it's doing this for you. You've got a goal. Something happens. It matters. So what are you supposed to do with that? You're supposed to fix it. You're supposed to engage with it. That's why it's calling out to you as if it matters. It's saying there's an indeterminate part of the world here that wants to manifest itself into fully articulated being. And it's calling to you to do that. And if you ignore it, then it accumulates. And if it accumulates, it turns into the dragon of chaos. And then it waits until you're not at your best, and then it eats you. And that's the alternative. So that seems like a bad plan, unless you like being lunch meat. So that's a long introduction to Noah.